Kia ora, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Aotearoa Track and Field News. The date is the 22nd of December 2021, and we've got 5 of the top stories for you from the world of run, jump, throw, and race walking, of course, here in New Zealand. Now, leading this top 5, and I'm going to make it the top 1 and 2 because finally, after 3 years of claiming the New Zealand resident record in the 100 metres, and then Murray McKinnon on the weekly update says this woman has done that achievement 5 times now, 5 New Zealand resident records. That's the fastest Kiwi in New Zealand. Finally, Zoe Hobbs is now the undisputed fastest Kiwi woman ever over the 100 metres, and I'm just so stoked. And look, the entire athletics New Zealand community has been anticipating this day and is just so stoked to see this record go down, and boy did it go down. So remember, Zoe has come very close or equaled Michelle Seymour's 11.32 record for what, the last year or two. She's done these times, coming so close time and time again. And finally, on a early summer's day in Auckland, on her home turf at Mount Smart, she gets this 11.27, a 0.05 New Zealand record, fastest Kiwi ever, anywhere, anytime, undisputed. Got the name in the record books, and so deserved. If there's anyone who deserves to own a New Zealand record this summer, I think it is this woman, Zoe Hobbs. So what a way to start the New Zealand athletics season. We've seen all these girls, Anna Percy, Georgia Hulls, increasing their 100 metre personal best and kind of creeping up closer to Zoe Hobbs. And we kind of had that early season feeling a few weeks ago, remember, of like, far out, could someone just leapfrog her into that position of claiming that 100 metre record? But no, Zoe has maintained her crown as the undisputed New Zealand Queen of 100 metre sprinting and gets the record. So congratulations to Zoe. Now, let's have a little look at her social media. She's the classic, what do we call it? Just underplaying her PB and national record. So she says, "Me and my sore cheeks, saving it for the very last race of the year." So sore cheeks, she's manic. She has been smiling ever since crossing that finish line. Here's Portia Bing, training buddy, giving her a little cheek massage because so she should be smiling. And there's the team. Very happy team. What a way to end the season. Now, a few weeks ago, she posted this video, and this got me excited because, look, she looks strong and fast. She's coming off a really heavy block of training, and you can tell there she's been doing some work, getting the mahi done, and far out has it paid off. So well done, Zoe Hobbs. Now, that was number 1. We really need to, for number 2, we need to give it to the other girls in this race, and even the starter, because look, on the day at Mount Smart Stadium, there were some really windy conditions. There was, in the 200 metres, there was a 5.9 metre per second tailwind in the 200, and the starter, according to Murray McKinnon's update, his weekly update, be sure to check it out every week. It's where you'll get all the detail. I'll just give you some colour behind it, but he'll give you all the details of all the results. He mentioned that the starter, whose name was Peter Colleton, who waited for the flags to drop and then just perfect timing, they got a 1.7 metre per second tailwind, which is just ideal, really. Absolutely ideal. So brilliant starting. And while we're on the topic of handing out congratulations, look, word up props to all of our officials and volunteers that make all this stuff happen, because it's one thing to run a fast 100 metres, it's another thing to have it correctly recorded with all the officials who know what they're doing with the right equipment. So there's a small army that goes into making these things happen. So well done to all those. Now, so number 2 in the news is, of course, the other girls behind her in this 100 metre race. So we had Georgia Hulls dropping a new PB. Now, when we look at the standings, these are women all time in the 100 metres. Now we've got Zoe Hobbs right up there with that 11.27. And there we see just 3 places down, Georgia Hulls sneaks into fourth place as well. So bumping Caro Hunt, which just a few weeks ago, she was sitting up in second spot or maybe third spot. It would have been third spot. So she's bumped down to third spot along with Wendy Brown. But now Georgia Hulls was second in this race, so she moves up to 11.44, improving her PB. Remember from a few weeks ago, that 11.52, so she's taken just massive chunks off her PB this season. And of course, Anna Percy a couple of weeks ago down in Christchurch, moving up to number 3 all time. So we've got, look, in the top 5, 3 women who are the fastest Kiwis, in the top 5 fastest Kiwis of all time, are all running right now, and they're all at their fittest right now. Now, if we scan down that list, we've got a whole heap of other Kiwis who are really cranking it as well. Natasha Eadie is there, Lucy Sheets there, Livvy Wilson. Now, so this is the same race. She was just behind Georgia and Zoe, so 11.62. So exciting right now, and we don't have to go too far down to find some other names that we know in terms of Rosie Elliott and Rochelle Costa, Kelsey Berriman. These are all names that are recent. If they haven't retired, they are running at their fastest right here, right now. So exciting, and we can't wait to see the 4x1 team that these girls put together. Right, we are running out of time. I kind of wanted to make these news updates 5 minutes, but I've spent 6.5 minutes on the 100 meters, and we still haven't got to the other news. So quickly, we will rifle through the other news. So let's just go through Georgia Hulls. Be sure to check out her Instagram. She posts some classic stuff. There's the little team shot. Very cool. And look, this is how tricky it is to get the 100 meter right. Look, these are all the things that can go bad. Bad start, too cold, knee hurty, headwind, all of that stuff. So she will be very happy about getting that PB, and big smile on the face of Livvy Wilson. She gets the PB in the bag and moving up those rankings all time. Now, heading down south to Christchurch, to Palmerston North, where I was over the weekend commentating for the P-Naughty Distance Project Road Mile, the Invitational Road Mile, which was held in conjunction with the Manawatu Triathlon Festival. We have Laura Nagel coming through for the win ahead of Bridget Dennehy, and then Holly Manning just behind her. Really exciting racing with good, strong fields, men and women. So that was really cool. The course was windy. It was a windy old day in Palmy with 2 hairpin turns, so we weren't expecting fast times, but brilliant running. And the course was really interesting. With the last 400 meters was 200 out, spin around a cone, 200 back, so it made for some good tactical running. Now we also had it's the start of the race, this was 1200 meters in, so we had a pack of 5 girls all running together there. So Laura Nagel pulling away for the win in 4:49. Now, we also had some champagne for the winners, and the girls were a little bit more controlled, but let's click over to see how the boys unfolded. So Zane Powell took the win ahead of James Hardings, and let's have a look. In third place, Julian Oakley. Not only did he have to settle for third, he got knocked on the noggin with the cork from Zane Powell. Hilarious. So be sure to jump on the Tempo Fit Instagram to have a close look at how that one unfolded. But to break it down for the results for the boys, Zane Powell, the youngster, pulling away from James Harding, who's more of an 800 specialist. So you would have thought in more of a tactical race, maybe James would have had the kick, and you would have thought the experience in Julian Oakley, reigning 1500 meter senior champ, but just didn't get that turn right around that last bend, and Zane Powell just pulled away to win by over a second in the end ahead of James, and then almost a second back to Julian. So good strong fields, men and women, and well done the P-Naughty Distance Project for putting that on. That was a really fun event. Now we are going to finish up with just a recap of the Scottish Night of Miles down in Wellington. It's often a season opener for the Wellingtonians down that way. Now we had another youngster taking out honours. So the 18-year-old, he's recently turned 18, Henry Bellevue took the win in 4:19:31. So good signs, and this might be a bit of a coming of age win from Henry. So keeping an eye on the Wellington Harriers athlete. Then in second place, we had Logan Slee. And then it was actually down here to Ruben Beard in third place. Yeah, Ruben Beard in third place in 4:24. Now, also, let's take note of this little name here. Daniel Detroit ran a solid 4:54. That's not too bad. But remember, he's a race walker. So he actually race walked 6:51 in the walk mile and then came back and dropped that 4:54 in the run. So showing what a classy athlete he is. Remember, he's a New Zealand junior record holder in the 3,000 meter walk. So let's jump over to the women's mile where we had Esther George take it out in 5:13 and then Ellie Campbell here in 5:22 and Lucy Faith in 5:34. Okay, so there we go. That rounds off your results. That rounds off the track and field action here in Aotearoa. That's me signing off for the year. Thanks for tuning in for these last few episodes. Can't wait to cover the news as we break into 2022. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Ka kite anō. Ciao.